So the other day I was walking through my closet and, well, first of all, walking through makes it sound much larger than it is. It's actually like the Mary Poppins bags of closets, like how I can fit that many designer bags, clothing, coats, you name it, into one very teeny tiny space blows my mind. We're not here to question physics though today. I was walking through, I'm like, Caleb, do you really need all these bags? Like, let's be serious. Caleb Snell, do you, lover of all things fashion and designer and luxury, do you need all these bags? I'm like, you know what? The answer is probably no. To be honest with you, there's like, of my collection, which is probably close to 100 again, I don't know, I haven't counted yet. I don't need that shock anyway. I probably gravitate towards the same 15, 20 bags over and over and over again. So I'm like, you know what? Let's start to reevaluate. Like, let's figure out what's going on with your life. Where do you want your closet to go? Where do you want yourself to go? And today we're going to be looking at my top 5 most used bags for 2024, that is, and my top 5 least used bags. There are easily at least 10 bags in that closet that I could say I have never carried because I haven't carried them. Like, I bought them, like I'm waiting for the right season, the right outfit, the right place and time. So I didn't want to include those today because that's way too easy. But I wanted to include bags that I loved at one point that I'm just not reaching for. And I want to kind of like work through the crazy Rube Goldberg of my brain and figure out why I'm not reaching for them. Just looking around here at the floor, it is very apparent these are two very different aesthetics. You've got like 2022 Caleb over here versus 2024 Caleb over here. Who's gonna win? That was very lame and I'm so sorry you had to sit through that. But before we get started, guys, hey, my name's Caleb. I post luxury and lifestyle related content 3 times a week. If that's something you're into, hit the subscribe button down below. Consider joining the membership for extra perks, access, members meetups, which is coming up super soon. And let's kick it off first with my top 5 bags for 2024 so far. These are going to be the bags that I've reached for time and time again, or maybe I've stayed in them multiple weeks. As bag lovers, we all know if a person manages to stay in a bag multiple weeks, they probably love that bag. And my Hermes Vespa is no exception. Guys, this is, as you all know, in the Havane colorway. This is the buffalo leather with the palladium hardware. We've got the Chaîne d'Ancre, the beautiful web strap. This sits perfectly on my shoulder. It is amazing for those summer days where you're just bumming around in the city, those fall evenings where you're heading out. I don't know what people do in the fall. Campfires, apple picking, I don't know, you do you, don't judge me. Guys, I reach for this bag time and time again, and why is that? Like, why, Caleb Snell, do you love this plain brown bag? Well, first of all, shame on you, it's not just a plain brown bag. This has a Chaîne d'Ancre, if you will. What I love about this bag is it fits what I need comfortably. And by what I need, like some of these bags are absolutely massive and I can fit everything under the sun in them, but this is what I honestly need to carry on like an afternoon out. Like we're heading into the city, we're going out into the country, like this bag is perfect for both occasions. It's also good for going to work, but with this bag, it is like the perfect aesthetic for me where I'm at in my life right now. It is beautifully crafted. It's Hermes, it's vintage quality. I think this was like a 97, 98 if I remember right. C and square, don't quote me. You know, I considered getting the Evelyn at one point, but I'm like, the Evelyn, I love the Evelyn, don't get me wrong, but I like something a little bit more, I don't know, a little bit more unknown, if you will. The Vespa is something that I highly recommend if you haven't tried one yet, and try finding one of these in like a hardier leather like the Buffalo. Like this leather, you still get that beautiful leather feel without just it being Epsom, if you will. Like I absolutely love the Buffalo leather from Hermes. Now, if you've been around my YouTube channel, my Instagram, on my TikTok for any amount of time over 2024, then this bag should be of absolutely no surprise to you. I loved it so much, I bought 2 more, different colorways and types and leathers. But the Celine Boogie. This bag is so slept on. Like everyone gets excited about the Balenciaga city bags, the this and the that. I can't think of other Y2K era bags right now to throw out there. But this bag, you guys, is one of the best sleeper hits when it comes to collecting vintage bags. First of all, the leather is absolutely phenomenal. And with these, you can get them for an absolute steal. This black smooth leather one was my most expensive in my collection at like 120, 140, I think. And then I was able to find the Boogie Nights at 90, my rougher mountaineering suede version IYKYK for $80. And again, this is one of those pieces where it's not huge, but it's gonna fit everything I need. So whenever I switch into this bag, I have to be really conscious about what I'm doing for the next few weeks, because once I'm in, I literally do not move back out. Like it is a promise. If I move into this bag, it's gonna be for about a month. I mean, do I have to say more? Like clearly this is one of my favorite bags. So obviously I keep reaching for it. Now, would I buy another one to add to my collection now that I have 3? Yes, I do want to get an ostrich one just because those are absolutely stunning. Leather lined, they come with their own very special dust bag. If you haven't yet, which I don't know why you haven't, check out the Celine Boogie. I love mine. You're gonna love yours. This will be one of your top 5 most used bags. I can promise you that. All right, guys, this next bag is probably one of my favorites because it is absolute perfection. This is my Birkin 35 Vert Francais box leather with the palladium hardware. This is a 2001, so yes, it is very vintage. This is when they were still bench making the Birkins with one artisan at a time. This was such a holy grail for me. It was a journey, no, it was an odyssey to find this bag. It has met every single expectation I had and then some when it comes to owning a Birkin. I love the size, the Birkin 35, this is perfect. You can easily travel with it. You can throw your laptop in it if you need to. It's gonna fit everything you need for a weekend outing or even just like a weekend. Like everything that you're gonna need to bum around town with, throw in the Birkin. Is it a little heavy? Yes. Is the box a little bit, difficult to deal with when it comes to the questionable Chicago weather? Sure, absolutely. It can make it a challenge. Again, I reach for this on weekends time and time and time again. Now, do I carry this to work? No, it is a little too, dare I say, Birkin-y, because, I don't want something like too splashy in your face sitting at my desk. I don't know. I'm not there yet with carrying this to work. On weekends, like if the weather is nice and the outfit permits, like this could be a vibe, right? I'm gonna grab this time and time and time again. Would I add another one to my collection? That is a very dumb question because the answer is yes. But I think my next time around, I'd like to do something a little bit more hard wearing, like maybe get like a really cool vintage Courchevel and like a very, neutral, like maybe a gold on gold colorway, or even just like a Togo, a Clemence, a Swift leather Birkin, like that would be a vibe. I wouldn't mind doing this or maybe even the Birkin 25 again. My Hermes journey is nowhere close to being over, and I am so glad I added this to my collection. Like this will always be one of my top 5 bags. Next up, we have one of my absolute favorite bags. I know I've probably said this 4 times already, but the Ricky, guys, this has become not just an infatuation. We're well past love. This has become an obsession, a very unhealthy obsession at this point. Now, I have always wanted the Ralph Lauren Ricky. These came out in the early 2000s, mid 2000s, like 05, 06 maybe. Go back and rewatch one of my Ricky videos. I went into a lot of detail for you. But these bags, you guys, are absolutely stunning. They're handmade in Italy. There are usually about 2 to 3 layers of leather thick, just like the Birkin. This can fit quite a bit. This is actually 33 centimeters, so it's a little bit, she's a smidge smaller than the Birkin. Smidge smaller, say that 12 times fast, or 5 times, whatever you do you. The soft version, it is incredibly lightweight. Like when I have this loaded up, like it does not feel that heavy. Ask my husband, he might disagree, but this to me, in my collection of big leather bags, is not that bad. I have always wanted a Ricky, like I said, and once I got this one, like I got it. Like I understood. Those who get it, because now I want to add several more to my collection because I'm on the real. I have the whole $12 early membership thing or whatever it is. Early peak access. I don't call it what you want, but I am on there all day long, refreshing, waiting for more Rickies to drop. Now, my next Ricky, I don't want to give away too much because I'm looking for some very specific Rickies. I absolutely love my RL Gold. Would I do another just simple plain leather one? Ask me in a few months, but as of right now, I want to add something really special and really over the top to my collection, whether that be alligator or maybe one of the more one-off seasonal looks. That's all I'm going to say because I don't want anyone to beat me to it, but I've got a few different Rickies that I'm actively searching for. Now, if you have a very interesting Ricky and you want to sell it, feel free to reach out to me because this bad boy needs more Rickies in my closet. He's a little lonely, if you will. Now, this next bag is a little bit of a curveball. I was thinking to myself, like, what bags have I really gravitated towards this year? Obviously the Birkin and the Ricky. Like the Ricky I cannot move out of once I'm in it because that is a bag that, once again, I will probably be in for the entire month. I can promise you that. It's happened. I think I carried it the entire month of like January or February, and every time I go into it, like I never want to leave it as the perfect everyday bag. And I'm thinking like, is it my Sue Hawley? Is it this? Is it that? Is it my Hermes Kelly? Because I love carrying that on the weekends as well. And I was like, you know what? Dum-dum, you've literally been in the same bag for the last 3 weeks. So obviously this has to go in because, you guys, I don't know how I went through life without owning this bag. This is the LL Bean Boat and Tote. This is the size medium in the blue colorway. Regular handles. It feels like an Hermes bag, like, oh, I've got the blah, blah, blah with the palladium. Anyway, with this bag, I just wanted to be a little bit goofy, so I threw on old money. Like I said before, I would have put disinherited, but that was a couple characters too long. Inside, like, literally it holds all my stuff. I recently just posted a video about this, so make sure to go and check this out along with my other LL Bean unboxings, because guys, if you have been living without the LL Bean Boat and Tote, you're doing something wrong. Like, I am a recent convert myself, and I do not see how I made it. Almost 36 years of life. I have a few months left. I'm still 35. Almost 36 years of life without owning the Boat and Tote, because this, guys, has been the perfect summer tote. I could see myself ordering a few more of these. Like I said in my other video, I'd like to have all the sizes for the boat and tote collection. So I've got 2 down. I've only got 3 more to go. We'll see. Check this out. Like, this has been one of my all-time best purchases I've ever made. All $34 or whatever these cost. I don't really know, but it's absolutely fabulous. So now that we're through my all-time favorite bags for 2024, I should say, are we seeing a pattern here? They're all very under the radar, very, very structured, if you will. Like, I think the Vespa is the most casual of the bunch. Everything else is very structured, very rigid, very fabulous, if I say so myself. I think that this is kind of the direction that my entire style aesthetic is going to be heading. In the past, if you remember my older videos, they're rough, so if you go back and rewatch them, thank you, but be kind in the comments. These next bags are going to make sense with Caleb circa 2021, 2022, even into 2023, but are they Caleb 2024 and moving forward? That is the question. That is the big question. So let's dive into these 5 bags. Some of these might surprise you. So every time I complain about this bag on this channel, I get a little bit roasted in the comments. Everyone's like, oh my gosh, I don't understand how you don't like it. I love this bag, don't get me wrong. And I don't want to say it's a love-hate relationship. We'll just say that on Facebook, our status is it's complicated, this bag and I. It's my Gucci Marmont from the multicolor collection in the blue colorway. I picked this up in Spain, I want to say in 2022 when my husband and I went. But this blue, it is a gorgeous blue. For those of you who grew up in the 90s, do you guys remember the warheads that were blue? This is the blue raspberry shade of blue that it reminds me of. I even feel it in my tongue when I look at this bag. I'm like, ooh, gosh, that's sour. By the way, blue raspberry was my absolute favorite warhead. It's fabulous, don't get me wrong, but this shade of blue can be a little bit hard to work with. Would it work with this outfit? I don't know, probably not. It's a lot going on. Stripes and monogram, probably wouldn't do it. With this shade of blue, like, what am I pairing this with? I could wear it with blue, it looks amazing. I could wear it with neutrals, it honestly looks amazing with black. Like, it really just pops off like a nice black fuzzy sweater. Overall, like, this is a very hard bag to just wear every single day. And one of the things that really annoys me, because I'm one of those people, I like everything perfect within an inch of its life. And this chain, you guys, is always wrapped up the wrong way. So then I'm spending all this time refiddling with all my links, making sure that they're all perfect. In fact, I think they actually installed this side. One of the sides they installed a little bit off actually, which drives me even more crazy. Also with the Marmont style, the camera bags specifically, when people like squish them up at the top ends up like tenting. That's like one of my biggest fears. So whenever I'm carrying this bag, I'm always like picking it up very gingerly, undoing the zipper, making sure to allow for the curve. So that way I'm not like cutting through the curve and ruining the lines. Like, this bag is a lot of work. But is this a Caleb Snell bag of 2024 or the future? That is going to be a little bit harder to decide. Does it have a space in my closet? Does it not? Do I sell it eventually? We're going to have to see. Now, this next bag I rarely grab just because of the bucketta-ness of it all. Terrifies me. Absolutely terrifies me. I am someone that has been carrying Louis Vuitton bags for decades at this point. Since 2007. For some reason, the bucketta on this bag scares me. Now, this was one of the more expensive Louis Vuittons that I've ever purchased. And yes, it was pre-owned. Obviously, I bought this in 2021, like you do the math. And the fact that I was able to find one in such good condition, nearly perfect corners, nearly perfect bucketta at the price that I did, it was either $1,200 or $1,800, I don't remember, blows my mind. It even has the right colorway. It matches my multicolor Maryland that I have with the layout here on the front. This would actually look really cute with the outfit that I have on right now, by the way, BT dubs. It doesn't often work with what I'm wearing, especially now that I'm going towards more of a classic American aesthetic with like Ralph Lauren, Brooks Brothers, big tees from Uniqlo, which we're going to be having a full-on style discussion here in a couple of weeks. It doesn't really exactly fit in with my vibe right now. As you see, we're going towards more of this, not so much of this. Now, is this a bag that I could ever sell just because I've been such a big lover of the multicolor collection for so many years? That is going to be a very tough decision to make later down the road. But as of right now, this is just not a bag that I carry too often. For now, let's blame it on the bucketta because it's still a gorgeous bag. So next up, let's talk about one of the heaviest bags ever produced that for some reason I thought would be a fantastic idea in the largest possible size. My large Fendi Peekaboo Selleria with the beaded interior. If you've picked up a Fendi Selleria Peekaboo, then you already know you're dealing with a pretty heavy bag. Now add about 40,000 beads and embroidery. It's ripping my arm off right now as we speak, and I'm not even going to dare put it on this flimsy IKEA shelf behind me because it will literally rip out of the wall. This bag, though, in theory, does fit my new aesthetic, and that's not why I haven't carried it. It is just literally so freaking heavy. Matches just about everything. Like, this is the perfect warm neutral tan, and like Romano calfskin is some of the most beautiful leather. Don't tell my Hermes bags that. I really do love Fendi's Romano calfskin, but you guys, this bag weighs so much. Like, it's purely based on weight. Like, this is still a love relationship. I'm still very much in love with this Peekaboo, but the weight, it is just too damn heavy. Now, on the opposite end of that spectrum, one of the lightest bags in my collection is the YSL Muse Two. Historically, this is a bag that I reach for all the time. Like, if I can't figure out what to carry, I'll just go into my Muse Two. Like, this is a bag that has seen a lot of use in my collection over the years. But in 2024, I don't think I've taken it out yet. Maybe once, maybe twice, but not for any extended periods of time. And I know I said for 2024, I was going to work on styling this bag, taking it out, using it, and maybe I'll do that this weekend. Like, I already have like a couple of shirts in mind that I think this would look nice for. Is this a classic style, or is this looking a little, dare I say it, 2008? You be the judge. I mean, don't judge it, but you know what I mean? Like, is this a classic aesthetic? I don't know, I do love the bag though. But is it classic? Is it forever? That's the question. Now, last but not least, we have another Fendi to share with you guys. And can you believe at one point I had 5 Fendis, now I'm just down to 3? I don't know, like I had a Fendi era, I think like we all do, and it just hasn't like recaptured my interest, if you will, this past year. And sadly enough, my Fendi.com has paid the price this year. Normally, this is a bag that I gravitate towards a lot. I love how it's a very modern, more updated kind of Peekaboo with the whole, you know, double compartments, single top handle. I love the mechanism that keeps the strap down up here. It is spring loaded, which is fabulous. But for some reason, I don't know what it is, I don't think I've used this bag more than twice this year, if even. I love this bag. It is the perfect size. It is good for lunches, outings, bumming around the city. Like, I have carried this into the city quite a few times. I don't know, this just hasn't been a bag that I've gravitated towards this year. And I think that's just because, like, up above me, I have so many holy grail bags up there. My Ricky, my Birkin. This is gonna sound crazy, but I have always wanted a Boogie. Now I have 3. So I'm gonna grab the bags that I wanna grab more than maybe yesterday's favorite, which was my .com. Also, this doesn't have the shoulder strap, which I'm still incredibly bitter about, but that's another story for another time. And this is also my husband's favorite bag in my collection, so could I sell it? Would he let me? That's a big question. I'm not too sure. Would I want to sell it? Like, it is still very fabulous. Like, this is some very luxe leather, and I love that the pouch on the front comes out. I'm talking myself out of not loving this bag anymore. It's not. It's working. So, I don't know. This bag sadly has not seen enough time in the sun, but maybe before summer's done, I need to fix that because this is really a gorgeous bag, and I love the snakeskin on the handle. Fabulous. I think as I'm growing, as I'm getting, dare I say it, a little bit older, I think my tastes are maturing as well. And I think that's pretty evident both with the clothing that I've been buying and the bags that I've been carrying. So as this progresses, do bags like these have space in my wardrobe anymore? Like, will I be carrying a multicolor Speedy, you know, in a couple years time? That's the big question. I'm not going to make any rash decisions, but I think ultimately in my closet, best case scenario, I just have 15 to 20 bags that I absolutely love and want to carry all the time, rather than nearly 100 bags that I have just because they're absolutely stunning and I always wanted them. You know what I mean? Like, I'm trying to elevate my style, also be a little bit more conscious about like where the things that I buy are coming from, what they're made from, and how they make me feel when I wear and carry them. So this year is going to be all about like growth, reflection, thinking about these things. I think I want another Birkin. That's the big takeaway. I just want more Birkins and Rickies. Let me know down in the comments, like, what has been your most used bag of the year? What's been your least used bag of the year in your collection? Let's get a conversation going down in the comments because I'd be interested to see like what your favorite and least favorite, dare we say it out loud, bags are. Until next time, guys, stay safe, have fun. I'll see you on the next one. Bye.